It's good. It's good. What about you, Ms. Glover? What would you say? How do you
Sorry
define
about that. No, my
success?
computer was freezing up on me.
I don't know.
Success. Oh, wow, let's see. I guess for me, success is being in the place you need to be in the moment to accomplish what God has for you to accomplish. And for you also to, if you have personal goals, short-term goals, long-term goals, and also whatever season you're in, and you're able to accomplish those goals. And success is also not about material things, but it's being in a good place spiritually, mentally, physically, relationally. Um, and so to me, that's what success is, being where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there and being content with where you are.
That's good. That's good. And I think all these examples or what you all have specified ties into our scripture for tonight. As it says here in Joshua chapter 1, verse 9, which, yeah, even the Bible speaks of success. Study this book of instruction continually, meditate on it day and night, so you will be sure to obey everything written in it. Only then will you prosper and succeed in all you do. I think this is rather interesting because a lot of times we focus on success about what it is that you do, rather than how it is that you think. Notice this: study this book of instruction continually. It didn't say work. It didn't say build. It said meditate. For me to meditate, I have to think. And one of the primary keys for success is in how I think. A lot of times we think success is all about money. This is what we do for the word success. We put a line over the S on every S and every C in the word. Let me say that again. This is what we do to success. We draw a line down the middle of the S. We draw a diagonal line around the C, another diagonal line around the C, a straight vertical line around the S, and another vertical line around the S. Why? Because it's about dollars and cents. And here it is, beyond dollars and cents. How am I tapping into my spiritual sense of awareness? A lot of times we think we have a money problem. No, we don't have a money problem. We have a mindset problem. My mindset has to be placed in the fact that I'm meditating on the word day and night so that I can be able to be successful. Why? Because when I meditate on God's word, it now activates my world. Let me say that again. When I meditate on God's word, it now activates my world to and how to be successful. It builds me up self-confidently. It builds me up in my faith because I will only operate at the level of which I believe. I'm not even teaching yet. I want you to write that down. You will only operate at the level of what you believe about you. I'll only operate to the level I believe about myself. So if I think little of myself, I'm going to do little for myself. If I think much of myself, I'm going to do much for myself. And all of it will happen is I'll do everything else except what I'm supposed to do. Success boils down to this. What am I doing to improve my life, my family, and my community? It speaks to the fact that I'm operating in the prism of my purpose. And here it is. When I operate in the prism of my purpose, I will never feel worthless. Sometimes we get to the end of the month and we got more month than we do money, rather than money than at the end of the month. We get to the end of the relationship when we have more of them than we do of us because we've lost ourselves in it because we did not operate in the place of what it is for instruction, for meditation. Here it is, instruction. When I adhere to instruction, now I'm moving to a place of construction. Pardon my dust, I'm under construction is what a lot of times we see on the road. What am I building? What am I developing? What am I doing to be successful? Before I'm ever the CEO of anybody else's business, I am first the CEO of my own business. First thing, I am the CEO of my business. What would you say? What would you say? Would you say tonight that you are pretty proficient in the you business? Before I ever give a product, before I ever render a service, before I ever try to sell something online, before I ever try to make a carousel on Facebook or on Instagram rather, before I ever try to upload a link and all these other things to get people to purchase and to do all these things, am I proficient in the you business? When you think about this, when people ask you, so tell me about you, who are you at the end of the day? So you're doing an interview, you're doing a podcast. Most people begin to describe what it is that they do. I'm a nurse, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a caregiver, I'm a domestic engineer. I do all these specific aspects and things in my life. But am I proficient in the me business? Do I know the reality of who it is that I am? Because when I know the reality of what it is and who it is that I am, then I operate in the power of the purpose of what it is that I've been created and crafted to do. I think I told you this last week. You were created to create. Say that again. You were created to create. And here it is. A lot of times when we're working a 9 to 5, when we're working somebody else's business, when we're doing something for somebody else, we're creating for them. But what are you doing each and every single day to create something for you that people can benefit from? When you go to your job, you create something for that customer to benefit from. And you're creating based upon what that person who has created this business wants you to create. But you never feel fulfilled until you're creating what it is that you were created to create. Are you confused yet? So is a person who's not creating nothing. Notice this. The creator, what you were created is birthed inside of you because you are created in Genesis 1. It opens it up. Genesis 1 verse 1. And God created the heavens and the earth. Didn't say God was a professor. Didn't say God was a nurse. Didn't say God was a doctor. Didn't say God was a pastor. Didn't say God was a CEO. It said God crafted and called himself this, a creator. Here's the thing. The next chapter in Genesis finds out that we are created on the 6th day. We are created in the image of God. So hear me. If I'm created in the image of God and God is a creator, what am I? I'm a creator. Isn't it interesting today that people who are on social media, who are called quote unquote influencers, or people who are working their business online, what do we call them? Content creators. Why? Because at the end of the day, whatever it is that I'm building, I've got to create it. I got to understand that there's something that I've got an imaginable vision that's on the inside of me, that I got to tap into it, that I got to stir up my gift, that I got to take some time to develop it, even if it's for 90 minutes each and every single day. You're worth 90 minutes to invest in you. You're worth 90 minutes to, here it is, journal your thoughts and your feelings. Why? Because when it is that I begin to speak to myself, what did Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2? Write the vision and make it plain. When I'm journaling my thoughts, when I'm journaling my feelings, this is what I'm doing. I'm expanding on what it is that I have and who it is that I am. Even if I just start by writing down what are the 5 things that I'm grateful for. I'm journaling my thoughts, I'm journaling my feelings. I gotta be successful in the me business. If I'm not successful in the me business, I'm gonna always go out of business. Why? Because here it is, I was created to create. I want you to write that down. I was created to create. Hear me, when you're feeling low to the flow, and I know sometimes it happens, when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling compressed, when you're feeling repressed, when you're just feeling just totally out of it, We say, I've given myself to my job so much that I don't have enough for me to give to myself. I want you to refer back to what I just told you to write down. I was created to create. You were created to create. A lot of times we're trying to move forward in life without first checking in with ourselves, getting to know the most recent version of ourselves. And here it is. Sometimes we feel so frustrated in life and we don't handle ourselves with care simply because we're becoming a new person and we've never been introduced to this person and this version of who it is that we are at this time. Listen, I need you to be compassionate with you. I need you to handle yourself with care simply because you've never been this version of you before. Who you are in 2023, knocking on the door for 2024, you're not like you were in 2022. You're not like you were in 2020. You're not like you were in 2015. You've got to be committed and concerned and aware and giving care to who it is that you are because you've never been this version of you before. And since you've never been this version of you before, you got to focus on what it is that you need to do. And here it is. I want you to take some time, 10 to 15 minutes each and every single day to jot down your thoughts, to jot down your feelings, to jot down your experiences, to reflect on the patterns that you notice over time. And we're going to talk about this tonight. We're going to talk about the purpose of introspection. We're going to talk a little bit about the analysis of what it is that we have to do. We're talking about 7 secrets for success tonight. You can't strategize if you never analyze. People always talk about strategies for success, strategies for my business, strategies for my relationships. None of it matters if you never analyze who it is that you are and where it is that you are in life. Listen, we focus on what we want. We focus on when we want to get it. But do we focus on who we are and where we are? You are at the intersection of who and where. You are not at the intersection of what and when. When you get at the intersection of who and where, purpose and opportunity, you collide into your destiny. I am at the intersection of who and where. What decisions will I make as a result of it? Journaling your thoughts and your feelings. Number one. Secondly, we're talking about secrets for success. Taking the time for introspection. Notice this person is looking at themselves. One of the hardest things for us to do, beyond getting dolled up, hair done, nail done, everything did. You go into the salon. Shout out to Cassandra who's sitting there now. You got your hair done, nail done, everything did. You got your dress on, you got your makeup on, all that stuff. It's easy for us to look in the mirror when we go out. Hear me. But it's hard for us to look in the mirror when we go in. Well, that's good. Let me say that again. Let me say it twice because it's also nice. It's easy for us to look in the mirror when we go out. It's hard for us to look in the mirror when we go in. You can't spell introspection without the letters I and N. If I'm going to win, I got to look within. What is introspection? Maybe you've heard that word before. Let's break it down. Intro, the beginning of. Spection comes from the word inspection, to do a discovery, to do an analysis, to literally be your own Sherlock Holmes. Listen, we got the T on everybody else. We the FBI when it comes to looking at somebody else's social media page. We the CIA. We got all the central intelligence. We are the central intelligence agency for other people. But when it comes to us, we want to act like we don't know nothing. Did I do that? We put our Steve Urkel voice on. Right? Introspection is the examination or it is the observation of our own mental and our emotional processes. Oh, here we go again with this emotional intelligence stuff. Here we go again with this mental health stuff. It all intersects, it all coalesces, it all correlates into the whole aspect of success. Success speaks to being aware. Success speaks to introspection. I can't be successful on the outside if I'm never successful on the inside. We love to look in the mirror when we go out, but we hate to look in the mirror when we go in. Because now when I have to look within, I got to look in the parameters of, why didn't I meet this standard? Why didn't I meet this goal? Yeah. Why didn't I do what it is that I was supposed to do? Why did I not hold myself accountable to what it is that I was supposed to do? John Maxwell said this: when you're thinking about success, everything rises and falls on leadership. Success is about leadership. If I can't lead me, I can't lead anybody else. If I can't take the time to do the soul searching, moving into the place of meditation, moving into the place of reflection. Here it is. What does introspection mean? I told you it's examination. I told you it's observation. Let's boil it down a little bit more. We talk about mental, emotional processes, but let's boil it down even more of that. It is me giving myself quiet time. It is me taking the time to literally, here it is, sit in silence. If I'm going to be a creator, I can't, listen, you cannot create in chaos. You were created to create. You cannot create in chaos. You've got to have that time for introspection. You've got to have that time to look within. You've got to carve out that time for yourself just to sit, just to hear, just to allow your thoughts to speak to you. Do you know sometimes silence can be the loudest noise? Silence can be the loudest noise, because when I'm allowing myself to be silent and I'm allowing myself to focus on my focus outside of distractions, now I don't take detours to destruction. When I focus on what it is that, of the thoughts of what it is that are coming to me, of things that I need to rectify, people who I need to forgive, places that I need to go, things that I need to develop that I've been procrastinating on. Now I take the time to ponder about life. Hear me. You will eliminate and even mitigate and minimize procrastination if you take time for introspection. Well, I'll let it go next year. I'll take care of it tomorrow. And I'll wait for the perfect time. The perfect time doesn't wait for the perfect you. Why are you waiting for the perfect time? You know what procrastination is? It is the arrogant belief that God's going to give me another opportunity to do what he told me to do today. Well, I'll have another opportunity. I can spin the block. I can wait. I can delay. No, I got to seize the moment right now. A lot of us yes, I talked about more in 2024, but here it is. There's still enough time left in 2023 for God to make something amazing happen. I don't want you to look so far into the future into 2024 that you don't take advantage of right now in 2023. And hear me, if nothing changes, nothing changes. A new year means nothing if I got the same old mindset. A new year means nothing if I got the same old habits. A new year means nothing if I'm doing the same old thing, expecting a different result, which means I'm just straight up crazy and insane. I have to do a personal inventory and a personal check on what it is that I'm supposed to do each and every single day for me to take my life to another level. I got to take this time for introspection. I got to take this time to journal my thoughts. Have to take this time to reflect on what it is that I do each and every single day. Here it is. I got to practice some mindfulness and meditation. Got to practice mindfulness and meditation. A lot of times we always have something distracting that is going on. We got to brush our teeth to some music. We got to drive in the car, listen to some rap music or some R&B or even some gospel music. Sometimes I just need to sit in the car while I'm driving, listen to something that's calming, listen to something that is going to allow me to reflect right? How am I taking the time for mindfulness, for meditation? What does scripture say? I have to meditate on this word day and night. Meditation does not necessarily mean I'm sitting in the I'm sitting in the living room with my legs crossed and I'm, trying to float in my mind. No, 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 no. Meditation is, here it is, regurgitation. Meditation is regurgitation. It is me saying the same thing over and over again to myself. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Listen, we've meditated on all the wrong things. People told you were a failure, and guess what? You meditated on that. And now life became the lot of your life to where you were now showing and becoming what it is that life said you were. No, I got to meditate on the right things so that I can have good success. Is there something that's bad success? Absolutely. Scripture says it, Joshua chapter 1:9. Good success you will have. There is something as bad success. Why? If I have to suffer with it, it ain't good. If I got a whole lot of money, but a whole lot of problems, I don't care what Biggie said, more money, more problems. That ain't good success. Why? Because God said this, I will add riches to you with no sorrow. That can't be good success. Good success doesn't mean I'm working my fingers to the bone, but my heart is hurting. Good success don't mean I got something who's fine and I call them mine, but they straight up a headache and they causing me heartache. That ain't good success. Right? And what I should have done is put in parentheses, good. 7 secrets for good success. When I'm doing it God's way, it's the right way. I can have a good idea, but it ain't a God idea. How am I allowing my life to align with what it is that God has called and crafted and created me to do? Right? We say, oh, it's all good when it's all bad. No, it's got to really be all good for yourself at this time. Number 4, consult with trusted friends and loved ones. Consult with trusted friends and loved ones. What is that all about? It is specifically understanding this in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. A lot of times we're consulting with people who have never constructed anything. We're receiving constructive criticism from people who haven't constructed anything simply because the people who haven't constructed anything don't give us information or revelation. Now it comes from a place of hateration. Consulting with trusted friends and loved ones. Who are the people in your life whose fruit shows value? Who has fruit in regards to their relationships? Who are actually moving into a place of love and kindness and actually looking to grow? Right? Whose opinions that you can trust? Who can aim to listen without judgment? Who are not on the defensive? Who you can consider their perspective. Why? Here it is. Because they have good intentions for you. How do I know somebody has good intentions for me? Try telling them something good that you've achieved or received and look at their reaction. When you know somebody has good intentions for you, a win for you, hear me, is a win for them too. They celebrate you like they got the award. They celebrate you like they published the book. Not only do they celebrate you, they want to support you. They want to pour into you. They want to give into you. They want to speak life into your spirit. They're not intimidated. Remember, I told you, whoever you intimidate will be who you eliminate. Right? I have to be around people. I can consult with trusted friends because they have a modicum of success. They have a level of success to where my success does not try to dim their light, or they feel as if it dims their light. They're still able to shine. Hear me. You got 2 candles. One is lit. The other lights the other candle. Does the candle that lit the unlit candle lose its flame? Absolutely not. It's the same way. If somebody pours into you, it's not that they go bankrupt, right? They are able to shine and allow you to shine simply because they know they don't lose anything pouring into you. They don't lose anything simply because you developed and you grew to another level. They did not acquiesce. So I got to consult with people who are trusted. I got to consult with people who love me. I got to consult with people who care about me. I got to consult with individuals who want to see me grow and have, here it is, good success. Let's go to number five. Number five. I got 5 on it. Here's the thing, what we got to do. We have to challenge ourselves. Challenging yourself is saying, I got to stretch myself. What am I doing to challenge myself when it comes to business? Let me stop. Let me go there right quick. What am I doing to challenge myself when it comes to business? Here's the thing that in many cases, oftentimes detours us when it is that we go and talk about business. When we put a product out there, when we sell a service, when we post it online, when we provide a link, and whether people click on it or not, and if in the first day or so, it doesn't do the numbers that you want, this is what you do generally, a lot of people, what they do, you stop. Well, I sent out an email. Ain't nobody do nothing to it. Ain't nobody purchase this. Ain't nobody get my ebook. Ain't nobody download my services. Nobody uh, decided to take my consultation, sign up for my consultation calls. Nobody decided to get my web services. And so this is what you do. You stop selling and you do yourself a disservice. Do you understand this? That it takes at least 7 impressions for your product to be embedded on somebody's mind psychologically? How many Domino's commercials do you see on TV throughout the course of a game? How many beer commercials do you see on your television without the course of a game? They keep showing it to you simply because it's trying to make a psychological impression. Well, I ain't got the money of an Anheuser-Busch. I ain't got the money of a Domino's. You don't need the money. You got Instagram. That's the new TV. You got YouTube. That's the new TV. You got Facebook. That's the new TV. You got Twitter and TikTok. That's the new TV. Do you know somebody called me the other day and they said, I see you on my TV all the time. I said, what you do? What? Yeah, I see you on my channel, your channel on YouTube. I said, wow, they correlated YouTube to television. And that's something simply because social media has replaced standard TV. The new TV is right here in the palm of your hand. Right? Am I showing them tunnel vision or I'm showing them the truth of my vision? There's your TV right there. Truth and vision. What is it that I'm continually putting out in the atmosphere of social media that gets people to be interested in what it is that I do? So here it is. What value am I providing? Listen, for years before, a lot of years ago, I was like, I ain't giving nobody nothing for free. You think I'm gonna get on YouTube and tell all my stuff? No. Back then, I didn't have the right mindset. Here's the thing. When I provide value to people, that is free content, and they get value, a return on their investment when it's free, trust me, they're going to want more than what it is that you're providing. Because they're saying to themselves, if you're providing all this for free, imagine what I will get if I pay. Yeah. Now, all may not necessarily think like that, but there are a lot of people who will. I can't just stop and tell myself what I can't do simply because of what somebody has not done. Let me say that again. You can't tell yourself what you can't do simply because of what somebody has not done. Well, they didn't go ahead and purchase this. They didn't go ahead and buy that. I took my time to create because I'm a creator and I created this and I still didn't get the return on my investment yet. Stop stopping yourself. If it takes 7 impressions at minimal for it to make an impact on somebody's mind, to go into their pockets or their purse to purchase something, the same rule applies to you. This is what you have to do. You have to get into the mindset to say, I got to make more offers. And I got to be creative about how I make more offers. Okay, I created the offer on Instagram. Am I only just going to pigeonhole myself for Instagram? Why don't I go over to Facebook? Why don't I go over to TikTok? Why don't I go over to YouTube? To where I begin to saturate the social media sphere. Here it is. When I make more offers and I show up, I have to ask myself this question. How do I make myself more findable? Would you write that question down? If I'm gonna have, here it is, if I'm gonna have good success in my business, the question that you have to ask yourself is, how do I make myself more findable? If I make myself more findable, what is something that I can create that becomes a lead magnet? What's something that I can offer for free to where I'm able to say, all right, I can collect this person's email. I can collect this person's phone number because I have a text message type of system or I have an email system. Now I'm able to email those same people who I gave something to them for free about my product and my service. Are you understanding where I'm coming from? I got to make myself more findable. How do I make myself more findable? What value do I provide? How do I create more creative offers? And then last but not least, I think I lost my thought. Yes. What are my lead magnets? What can I provide to where I can get somebody's email or their phone number? Right? We're talking about ROI, return on investment, greater revenue. We got to get out of the mindset, they didn't purchase it, I can't do it. I tried one time and they didn't get it. Come on now. I need you to pick yourself up. I need you to keep putting it out there, putting it out there, putting it out there. Stop stopping yourself and telling yourself what you can't do. You got to challenge yourself. Here it is. For me to promote myself, that means I got to get out of my comfort zone. You sure do. Think about this. Every product that we either purchase or that we wear, it has somebody's name on it. Rolls Royce. I know y'all driving Rolls Royce. That's somebody's last name. Mercedes Benz. That's somebody's name. It's two people's name. Johnson and Johnson, your baby oil, somebody's name. You think about the shoes that are on your feet. Jordans, that's somebody's name. If they can promote themselves with their name, why can't you do it with your name? For me to do that, here it is. I got to believe. What did I tell you before? What you do and how much you do is based upon the belief in you. If I believe little about myself, I'm only going to promote myself on a little way. If I believe much about myself, I'm going to promote myself on a great grand scale. Why? Because I know what I have that's in me. I know the investment of what it is that it will be in somebody's life. I know the value that I bring. Right? And here's the thing. You can promote it in a way to where you say, you can take it or leave it. If you take it, that's a good idea. If you leave it, it ain't for you. Yeah. If you're for everybody, you're for nobody. So This speaks to the whole aspect. I got to get out of my comfort zone, whether it's speaking, public speaking, whether it's a new skill, whether it's my business, whether it's facing a fear. I got to reflect on the experiences of what I teach me about me. And I got to move out of this mindset of I can't do it to yes, I can. I got to delete the letter T off the word can't and turn into what I can do. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. I'm coming around the mountain. Here I come. Let's go to number 6. Are y'all still with me tonight? SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is important. Remember, I told you, you are in the business of yourself first. You are the CEO of your own life. You are the chief, not just executive officer. You are the chief encouraging officer. So for anybody to be successful in business, in relationships, in life, in personal development, in whatever it is, and their spiritual development as well, you got to do a SWOT analysis. What does that mean? I got to look at what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are the weaknesses? What are the opportunities? What are the threats? A SWOT analysis is this. It's a method to identify, it's a method to analyze the strengths, the struggles, the weaknesses, the external opportunities and threats that really shape current and future operations when it comes to you meeting your strategic goals. Personal SWOT analysis. You think about strengths here. It says, what are your personal internal strengths that you can lead, that you can lean on rather, to help you achieve your goals? What are the weaknesses that you have that you need to work on? What are the opportunities? What are the resources? What are the people? What is the training that is out there that I have not necessarily apprehended yet? Things that I need to do, opportunities that are out there that I have not even reached for yet. And then when you think about threats, what are the distractions? What are the factors that could stop me from reaching the goals of what it is that I have an idea of to go after? These are things that you can do, look at daily, you can look at weekly, you can look at monthly. But here's the thing. If you're going to be successful, you got to be strategic. This is a great strategy of how to itemize what it is that is in my life so that I can be successful. We focus on our weaknesses a lot, but we don't always look at what our strengths are. What are the opportunities? There are a lot of opportunities that speak to your particular niche, that speak to your personal development, your identity, that are waiting for you to show up. But unless you show up, here it is, you cheat the world of you because you're not providing in the marketplace, in this specific community, based upon the value that you can bring to better the lives of other people. Last but not least, number 7. Got to understand your values and your priorities. What are your particular priorities that you have in life beyond just paying bills? Right? Beyond just showing up at a job. What are your particular values and priorities? What do I mean by that? You got to make a list of what's most important to you, whether that's family, whether that's career, whether that's health, whether that's spirituality, whether that is your mental health, whether that's your emotional intelligence and awareness. And you have to prioritize them. Prioritizing means I have to give ample time to what I have categorized. It does not mean that I give the same time to everything, because it's going to be hard to do that, especially consistently. Am I at least taking the time to meet the priorities of what it is that I have valued? Because here it is, wherever your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Your treasure is your time, not just your money. Because you can lose money, but you can't get time back. You can get your money back. Time that's gone is already gone. Can't recover it. So based upon what I treasure, what I value, my time, what am I doing to meet the priorities? If I want to grow personal development, what am I doing? What books am I reading? If I want to grow in personal development, am I looking at more Netflix than I am news? If I want to grow in development of my health, what is it that I'm consuming? What is it that I'm eating? If I want to grow in my business, what offers am I making? What is my strategy? Do I have an LLC set up? Do I have a DBA, doing business as? If I'm developing in my community, do I have a nonprofit organization? Do I understand the whole aspect of business loans? Am I looking for real estate investment? Am I investing in the stock market? And even if I'm not there yet, what am I doing to provide a product or a service so that here it is, I have residual income that I can make in my sleep? Let me mention that. You don't want to just make money based upon what you do on a daily basis at a job. You want to be able to provide a product or a service, more so a product, that you can still make money in your sleep. For instance, you got an ebook. You put a link out on your story, on your Facebook or your social media page, wherever it is. You post that link at 9 o'clock at night or whatever the case may be. It may be at 9 a.m. And here it is. You go to sleep. You wake up in the morning, you see, wow, people purchase. I got PayPal. I got Cash Apps. I got people who have purchased on my website. I made money when I was sleeping, and all I did was post a link. I did something one time. You created an ebook one time. You wrote a book, Ms. Glover, one time. You don't have to go back and write that same book again unless you wanted to add another volume to it. You post that link. You promote the book. You talk about the value that is in it. You give maybe 1 or 2 or 3 principles, what people will get from that book. You've created something one time that you can now benefit for a lifetime. Let me back that up. Here's the question I want you to answer. What can I create one time that I can now benefit from for a lifetime? Think about it. There we go. The inventor's mind, the creator's mind. 10 times smarter than all your peers is what Daniel was. What can I create one time that I can benefit from for a lifetime? Listen, I wrote 16 books, but I only had to do it 16 times. I didn't have to write 16 books 32 times. You write the book one time. You create the song one time. You do the poem for Christmas one time and you sell it. I don't know if it's $1.99, whatever. Maybe you created poems for holidays and then you sold those poems. What can I do? What can I create one time that I can benefit from for a lifetime? That's why I got to understand my values, my priorities. And here's the thing. I'm a firm believer in this, that you got to get to know yourself, because I never know what I can offer you if I don't know what I have on the inside of me. When I begin to develop who it is that I am, when I find out that there's something that's successful that's on the inside of me, when I value me enough to do the digging, to dive deep into what it is that I was created to create, then now, here it is, I'm able to provide a solution to people's problems. That's all what business is about. What solution can I provide to people's problems? But when I prioritize myself and my values, that's when I will see clearer than ever before. Am I talking to the visionary in you tonight? Come on, am I talking to the visionary in you tonight? Am I stirring up that spirit of success that's on the inside of you? Yes, you're already a success, but now it's time for more exponential, greater increase into that level of success of what God has called you to walk into. We're going to stop here. We will stop here.